Welcome to Dress Stories. Today we have this amazing guest. This is Crystle Lightning. And I think I'm just going to start by asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all.
We're so lucky.
I love that we're twinning.
She came to the door wearing gold and denim, and I was like, oh my gosh,
I love it.
Chances?
Great minds.
Yeah.
My name is Crystle Lightning. I am an Indigenous film, television, and theater actress. I was born here in Edmonton, but I spent the last 30 plus years of my life in Los Angeles, California, where I grew up. And I'm just recently back in Edmonton the last few years since my beautiful son, Kisik, was born. I have 3 dogs, Cindy, Lil Ricky, and Monty, aka Montezuma, 2 Chihuahuas, and a little Xolo Squinkly, Mexican hairless.
Nice.
I am married to the love of my life. We've been together 12 years. And
you just got married too, didn't you?
Yes, we just got married last month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fabulous party.
Yeah, it was amazing. And so right now I'm touring this theatrical production called Bear Grease. It's the native Indigenous version of the 1978 classic Grease, and we're just having a blast doing that.
That's fantastic. Last year, you were kind enough to give us tickets to the Christmas version.
Yes.
But I still want to see the original one,
yes.
The original Bear Grease one.
Yes.
Because I have never laughed so hard, and that was a good full house. That was a good night.
Oh, I'm so glad you liked it. Yeah. As many tickets as you want.
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
So how long have you been in the acting world? How long have you been performing?
I really think I've been performing since I was in my mama's belly.
Right?
I mean, really, she said, this is what my mother tells me. My dad took my mom to the drive-in theater to see Grease when they were 16 and 17. And 9 months later, I was born.
Love it.
I was born 9 months later. I think that was the night I was conceived, but who knows? So yeah, Grease has always been in my blood since I was a little girl. But from a young age, I was always performing and entertaining, for everyone, singing and dancing. But I got my first professional job at 9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a feature film called 3 Ninjas Knuckle Up, and that was my first Hollywood production.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
At 9?
9.
Wow.
We had just moved to California a few months earlier because my mother is an actress as well. My whole family is in the business some way, shape, or form. And so she got us an agent right away. And on my first audition, my mom coached me and I got the role.
And did you love it right from the beginning?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. Everything. I loved rehearsing my lines. My mother was my coach as a child.
But not a mommy dearest kind of.
Not a mommy dearest. No more wire hangers was not her style.
Or that you needed to have emancipation from her.
No. She was great. She was supportive. And then at the right age, she kind of said, hey, if this is what you want to do, you got to go to school or whatever you want to do. But, you're 18 now kind of thing. But yeah, on set, I mean, it was my first experience and I absolutely loved it, from seeing my name on the dressing room and my clothes hung up just perfectly ironed. And
I would like that.
Oh gosh, it really
just
is.
Have my clothes hung up and ironed.
It's just so nice. Yeah. And I just remember, at 9, they have this thing called craft service on every set.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And it's just a table filled with every kind of snack you can imagine. So and you can go there anytime you want, so 9 years old, I'm just like stuffing my mouth with Oreos and so excited. And the first day that I was on set, I had to do the most intense scene, which was what got me the role. And so it was a protesting scene and I had to get emotional. And
your very first day?
My very first day. There's 100 extras on the set and it was very intense. And I remember in the audition, it came quickly because I think nerves had a part in that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on set and the director says, okay, action. And I'm supposed to protest and I'm supposed to, start to cry. And I just freeze. And so 5, 6 takes later, the director's like, Crystle, what's going on? And I don't know what it is. It's a different thing when you're in a room opposed to 150 people watching you.
Right.
So he finally says, quit, cut, Crystle Lightning, why did I hire you? And he's like, action! So he like knew what he was doing. Later on, he apologized for making me cry, but he's like, but yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
right?
even
To get
though
the
that was my
moment,
first day, it didn't scare me away. I just,
Would you direct your son in that way, knowing what your background was, what your...
No, I wouldn't. It was a little
Not yet.
traumatic.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. I would.
He's still little. He's only, what is he, 5?
He's 4.
Oh,
4 years
yeah,
old.
it's a
I would do it in a
baby.
different way, a little gentler. Yeah.
Yeah. So was your mom fashionable? Was she into fashion? Was she?
Yes, my mother is. My mother was in a rock band, and she.
So it's genetic, though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's just an awesome woman. And I was going to, theater school and also MI, Musicians Institute. And so she would, she had like this leather vest. I think I brought it actually. And she would add things to it, and to jeans, she'd like add patches and redesign, back then low cut jeans were in, and she would just tailor them to fit just perfect, and jackets. She was just really creative. I remember in junior high, you had to have book covers, and she made my book covers out of old denim jeans that we didn't wear anymore.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool.
Do you have a favorite look of your mom's? Like when you think, oh, when my mom was...
Yes. Yes, this beautiful memory I have of her. She's on stage and she's singing, and she's wearing, there used to be these things you could add onto your hair made with like embroidery type of threads, and then you could put beads on the end. So she had, a full row of those on the back of her hair, and they would swing and make this sound like old beads, rubbing together. And then she had these leather pants on and this cool vest that she made. And she was just like in her element, with some stuff that she made. It was just like, wow, mama. We were kids, watching her.
That's pretty fabulous. That's a great memory.
Yeah.
Wow. So who would you say inspired you when you were young, or maybe continues to inspire you now?
Fashion-wise?
Yeah, or any wise.
Well, gosh, yes, my mother is a huge inspiration. So is my grandmother, my mother's mother. She
Do you
practically...
still have your grandmother?
Absolutely, yes. She's 79.
Oh.
And she moved to California with us to help raise us while my mom was in school full time, and just a strong woman. Very, very different from my mother. She's like, grew up cleaning houses, and she's very organized. She's not on the artistic side. So it was good for structure and stuff like that. But gosh, they inspire me for strength. And then I would say, oh gosh, fashion-wise, anything from the golden Hollywood era, from the 1930s to the 60s, anything in that whole time, from the glamour. It was very sultry and classy, but very sexy. Everything was so, cinched, and like the fabric and the beads on the dresses and the hair.
You've got this Veronica Lake beautiful hair going on right now, which is like a
Thank
40s,
Thank
40s
you.
starlet.
It's my favorite hair era.
It's beautiful.
Definitely. Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
I was just so poised and gorgeous and glamorous. Yeah.
Have you seen the new show on Disney called Feud?
Yes.
I think I asked our last guest about that too. I love the
Betty
fashion
Davis and oh gosh, Jessica Lange.
Such different ways of being women in Hollywood too, right? I mean, by 50 you're
you were
has
done.
been. They called it, what did they call
Washed
it?
up?
No, they call hag films.
Oh, hag films. Wow, hag films.
Yeah,
what
50.
a term. Yeah.
Terrible.
Not anymore, honey.
No.
Yeah, there was such a pressure, for them. It's actually quite sad, but I'm glad things have changed in that way. But yeah.
And a lot of the actors and actresses are actually, Reese Witherspoon, she had to create her own production company so that she could make films.
Absolutely.
For women of a certain age and everything. I mean, now if you're over 40, I mean, it's almost gotten worse.
Right. Yeah, you have to create your own opportunities and become the heavies
100%.
Pushing these things. Absolutely.
Except Diane Keaton.
Right. Except Diane Keaton.
She just keeps working and working and working. Yeah. How would you describe your personal style?
My personal style, ooh, that's a great question. I
That's a
would
tough
say,
one.
yeah, I would say there's so many things trickled in and woven into my style. Because, like I mentioned, I love the old Hollywood glam. Um, Look for the hair, and I also have, a little bit of rockabilly pinup type of style that I like. And I grew up in LA, so there was a lot of Chicano influence as well. Like I like the winged eyeliner and a little bit of street trickled into there as well with the Chuck Taylors and that type of thing. But I think I have an old soul. I don't know if it's okay to say like I was born in the wrong era, but everything that I love is before I was born.
Right.
Everything. I love the 70s. I love the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, the music, the film, the actresses, you know, the smell of vintage clothes. I love when you walk into
As long
a
as they're
store.
not stinky.
No, that's a different one. But
Yeah,
you know
but
what
you
I
can
mean?
walk in and get that. This smells like my grandma. We have customers that come all the time and they'll say, this smells like being in my grandma's house. And they don't mean it in a bad way at all.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing. Yeah. So it's a lot of different things put together.
Do you have a favorite designer?
When I was younger, I really loved Betsy Johnson just because of her outrageousness. Her fashion shows were not like, the stereotypical fashion shows that were fun and exciting and the sparkle and all of that. But now I would say, my favorite designer is a woman named Brenda Wani. And nobody really knows her because she has, she's not famous, but
How do you
she's
spell her last name?
Wani, Wahnee. She's a
Okay.
Comanche woman from Oklahoma, and she has made countless things for me, tailor designed for me. She knows my style, and she's made the most beautiful outfits for me for, performing on stage, for red carpets.
Wow. We'll have to check her out.
Yeah, really like her.
What would you say, maybe it's going to be one of these, what would you say is your most cherished piece in your wardrobe?
Oh my goodness. I have a few, because some of the pieces that I have, I've worn to, memorable events that I'll never forget. And then some just have a nostalgic, a deeper meaning, like a piece from my mother that she gave me that she made. I
Right.
love, love, love. There's a green dress that I have that I wore to the Trickster premiere, that I just love because it reminds me of an old piece that Marilyn Monroe used to wear.
I think I saw a picture of you in that.
Yeah, I love that dress. And because I won a big award from that show, so there's a deep meaning there as well, yeah, I would say those two.
Yeah, because clothing is that mixture, right? It's the item and also the memories it evokes and
Yeah.
what it means. It's,
Yeah. And then
for sure you can say, oh, I spent so much money on this beautiful piece. But if there's not a happy moment also associated with it or feeling fabulous,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter what you paid for it or what you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I have my very first Louis Vuitton purse that I bought myself.
You need to tell that story.
Oh my gosh. So I always said, because I've always had, I have also a taste for nice bags and stuff like that, but I could never afford that. So I said, my very first job, my acting job that I can afford, Louis Vuitton, that I know that I made it. I know that I'm successful. And I was young. I was 23. And I did this movie called American Pie.
American Pie.
American Pie band camp. And oh my goodness. And so I got my first check and I went right to Louis Vuitton and I bought my first bag there. And I was so excited. Oh my goodness. And then I realized that I don't like to have things that other people, I'm not a trend. I like to set my own trends. I've never followed trends ever.
Right.
I would notice that people would start wearing this and I'd go this way and I'd put those away for a while. Like I've always worn bell bottoms since I was in high school.
Right.
Always, right? I loved it. But I realized I'm like, oh, she has the same bag, even though it's Louis Vuitton, so I got my husband when I met him to paint all over it these beautiful hummingbirds and hearts and everything. And now it's one of a kind. But you can still.
I remember seeing that on I think it was on your Instagram or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought, wow, like good on you, because so many people would, You know, you can't,
Don't do
don't
that
do that. But
Yeah.
it was beautiful, and it's even more
It
special.
was kind of a statement, I think, too.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I
That's
just
a
want to,
radical interpretation of fashion on
yeah,
a whole different cool level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you remember your first time you went shopping?
My first time I went shopping. So, growing up, my mother would take us to Goodwill, secondhand
Oh,
stores.
did she? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And, so I would always kind of put these outfits together. I got best dressed in high school, which was kind of cool.
Oh,
But they were all like recycled outfits, and my mom would let me go into her closet. She had always had these amazing secondhand jackets. Um, so I feel like those are my good memories of shopping. We'd just go and school shopping. We'd go to Goodwill and fill up the basket and then just create our own outfits.
I think that's fantastic. So it's in your blood too that you were secondhand shopping,
I think
right?
so. Yeah, she
Because
kind of
some
exposed it to
people
us.
didn't have that as a start.
Yeah,
And then to start shopping secondhand, sometimes it was out of financial or
right.
whatever, but you've always had that in
Yeah,
your,
which I think it was partially financial too,
yeah,
but it's just like you make the best out of
yeah,
what you have, right?
and how you approach it.
Yes.
I remember with my daughter, when you're in junior high, in the 90s, well, I guess it wouldn't have been the 90s, it would have been the 2000s. They wore a uniform. They wore
Oh,
jeans
yes.
and a Lululemon hoodie or a TNA hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me crazy. Plus, I was a single mom, and I
Right.
was just fundamentally opposed to spending $125 on a hoodie.
Right.
So we would go shopping secondhand. I'd say, "Look there's a Lululemon. Look there's
Yeah.
and she'd go, "All right,
All right. And it's $20.
begrudgingly, right?" But then I said, it's either that or no. I mean,
Yeah.
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 So now she's okay to shop
Now she's
secondhand.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when she sees stuff in my closet that she wants to borrow.
Oh,
right?
yes. And you're like, that's secondhand.
Right.
And third
Well,
hand.
she knows now everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, second,
Coolest
third,
mama.
fourth hand. Yeah. Let me see. So you've lived in LA and you've traveled
Mm-hmm.
lots. So what do you think, how do you think that our city of Edmonton has sort of informed who you are or some of the choices that you've made? Or has it? I mean, maybe it hasn't.
Yeah. Because I'm still fairly new to Edmonton.
You've been
back to
here
Edmonton,
4
4
years.
years. And I have left quite a bit for work. But I would say because I'm still getting my bearings and everything and meeting new people and meeting my people,
Right.
it hasn't had much influence on me because I left so young. What I feel when I come back here is family, because all of my blood family is in Edmonton. My mother moved. It was my 2 brothers, my grandmother, and myself, and we basically started all over. So we
Wow.
adopted people into our lives and
Chosen family,
chose
yeah.
family. Yeah. So now being back, I'm just really enjoying being with my grandmother and meeting new people and discovering like this is where I'm from. Especially my Indigenous roots, because I grew up in a predominantly Mexican and Black neighborhoods my whole life, and so it's nice to reconnect with that side of me and to be able to share that with my son as well. And Cloud, my husband, is Mexican native, so I like that. He's here and he can also see, because our son is half Cree. And
Do you speak Cree?
I do not speak much Cree. I know some, greetings and, basic. Cloud actually speaks more Cree than I do because he taught at a Cree school. And that's actually another reason why we moved here, because he got an artist residency to teach, to elevate their music and arts department there.
Oh,
And so,
wonderful.
I mean, and it was, they have a Cree class and he's learning all kinds of, he translated Stand By Me into Cree. Like he's just so,
Wow.
yeah, he's pretty amazing. So, but I speak more Spanish.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
do you speak Spanish? Yeah.
Because in California, how here everything, the secondaries is French, there is Spanish. So
I don't even feel like the secondary is French here. Not anymore.
Not anymore, but like on labels and stuff like that.
Everybody can read the cereal
The
boxes.
airports.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Spanish is, we're going to send Kisik to a Spanish speaking school next year. Oh my gosh, next year. He's
Next
going to
year.
kindergarten.
I think that was the hardest with my daughter, was that year of going off to school, even though she was ready.
Yeah.
When's is he going to be on the early end, or he'll be on the?
His birthday's May 29th, so he turns
Oh, okay.
5. Yeah.
So he won't be on the young end of his classmates. Okay.
Right there.
I think that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was anybody that you could think of, here we're getting into these classic Proustian sort of questionnaire questions. If there was anybody living or dead that you could meet with or have coffee with or dinner with, or who might that be?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I would love to have coffee with Madonna.
Right?
Yes, I just think that would be such a fun coffee date, or a cappuccino or a glass of rosé. I don't know, but I think either way it would be a blast to hang out
Maybe
with
that
her.
you're putting it out there.
Yes, I am. I'm putting it out there. Oh gosh, what a woman. I mean, her and, Cher, I mean, someone who has been in their element for all those decades. Can you imagine what her closet looks like? I mean, she was a star in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Like, and just, I mean, just her outfits are just amazing. And Madonna, I think she always was ahead of her time and pushing the
100%.
envelopes. I mean, you look at the artists now who, it's true, nothing is original, but she has definitely set the precedence, I mean, from the Like a Virgin tour, when she wasn't able to do her dance on the stage and all of that, like she was so risque, yeah, I'd love to have coffee with her. As far as intellectually, I would love to sit with Erykah Badu.
Oh, I
She-
love her.
yeah.
She's a political activist now, isn't
Yeah,
she?
she's a political
Yeah.
activist. I mean, just
When I first
artistically-
knew of her, she
Yeah.
was a singer, not just a singer,
Yeah.
but that's how, right?
absolutely, yeah. She was
90s?
90s. Yeah,
Mhm.
just such an artistic, and all of her conversations are just want to be a sponge and listen to her talk. Yeah.
So whose closet do you think you would, maybe you just answered that with
Cher.
Cher.
I'd
Can
love
you
to really-
imagine Cher's closet?
I can.
And from the 60s, 70s, when I was a kid, so in the 60s, we used to watch the Sonny and Cher show. It was on Sunday nights or something, or Monday nights or it was a weekly show.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, every week it was coming out in some kind of fringes or Bob Mackie or Barely There.
Barely there with just
something.
rhinestones covering her parts.
Oh.
Like, just, I love it.
And then we saw Cher, Natasha and I both saw Cher. I guess it would have been maybe 2019, just before, the year before COVID, we saw Cher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a treat.
And I was supposed to meet her backstage. I was so disappointed because we had just through the store, these women were coming in the store and they were saying, where's your jumpsuit section? I said, I have 2 jumpsuits. That's it.
Yeah.
And the one bought both of them. And they were the choreographers and backup dancers for Cher.
Okay.
Then we met Fulami, and Fulami was performing with Le Chic
Okay.
as the opening act for
Yeah.
Cher. And they said, oh, do you want to come backstage? But I guess Cher, I think at that time, so she was for sure 70s.
75. Yeah.
And right after the show, she's like in the bus and in bed kind of
Oh,
thing. And
okay.
so by the time we made our way back there, the security said, oh, it's too late. She's already
No
in
meet
the
and
bus."
greet.
But
Oh,
that was all
goodness.
right. It was a great show. We
Yeah.
were
But I
right,
gave
right
her
up front.
dancers their bodysuits.
Oh, they were wonderful. There
Yeah.
was that whole group of women one was the aerialist.
Yeah.
That hangs from pretty amazing.
Oh, that's amazing that you saw her.
Yeah. That was probably the last time in Edmonton, maybe. Well, I see here that you've brought us some really, really, really fabulous pieces. And I just see sparkle and my head is going to explode because that's what I love.
Ah.
So we're just going to move over to that rack and we'll look at some of these beautiful treasures.
Awesome.
These are all these beautiful, beautiful pieces that Crystle brought us. So I think she's going to start over here and tell us the story behind them. What is this? Beautiful. Looks like, do you know what's all the rage that we've been posting quite a bit of on Instagram is Road Art, is a designer named Road Art. And they're calling it It's like tinsel.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
this
how I
whole
describe it.
tinsel.
It's like tinsel. I feel like, yeah.
Let's
I
see
call
that
this the tinsel
baby.
outfit.
That's so funny.
Yeah, this is a really fun outfit that I've worn for a couple of my performances. One of them was the Indigenous Music Awards. And it's awesome because in the light, it's just really
Sparkle.
tinsely. And you can literally scrunch this up and put it in your suitcase, and you don't have to worry about ironing it or anything like that. But it's a jacket.
Kind of a biker style. Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
With a mini skirt. And what I love about this, the rule with all my outfits is if I throw a pair of chucks, high ankle chucks on them, it totally cashes it out, right?
Right.
Or I can put a heel on. With this one, I always
glam.
make it casual.
Right.
Yeah. I have
love
a pair
that. What was the word that we used? Oh, tinsel extravaganza or something.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
It's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, and I usually just tie this around my waist, and I wear my black chucks with the gold. I have some right here, these ones. So this I wear with that outfit, and it works.
Look how cute that is.
Gold accessories, some gold hoops, and we're good.
I think anything with, these are like a platform chuck. Oh, they've got the hidden heel in
They have the
Those
hidden
are great.
heel. I think I bought all of those out of stock, every
Those are
color.
great.
I'm 5'2.5" in sock feet, so those were awesome.
Nice height.
This I also got from here. This is one of my most favorite skirts ever because it poofs out, but it literally snatches your waist, and it's like a corset.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I wore this to the Fancy Dance red carpet, the premiere of that film, and I got so many compliments on it.
Didn't you try that on and buy that when you were pregnant?
I had my son was 2 months old.
Oh, okay. Because this is a tiny little waist.
Yeah.
Tiny. If you can see, it does corset up the back. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love the
nice
drama of that.
Yes, me too. And I'll put a hat on, or something just to make it.
Yeah. Tell us about this beauty.
This I got in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And there's a once a year festival that happens called Indian Market. And I mean, it is just a flea market on steroids, basically. Every Indigenous fashion designer, every Indigenous artist that makes clay or paints or anything, they bring their art to Santa Fe during that one weekend.
What time of year is that?
It is April, the end of April. Yeah. So Bear Grease was performing during Market. And I mean, it's the top Indigenous fashion designers for the fashion show. It's amazing.
That's beautiful.
I got this there. And
Absolutely
I love it.
Beautiful.
Because you can wear it with anything and then accessorize according to whatever color you want to pop, right?
So we're just going to take your word for it because you have your hair all glammed. Do you have a big head or a small head?
Small.
Oh. Mine's gigantic.
Is it?
Yeah, no hats fit my
Try
head.
it.
No.
No? Let me see.
No.
Here. Yeah,
Look
there
at
it is.
How beautiful.
Yeah, I love this hat.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, ready?
Yes, just push it down.
It is pushed down.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a huge head. Yeah. So cute.
Thank you.
I love that hat.
And this my mother made. Again,
she made the whole thing?
Well, no, she bought the vest, but she
blinged it up.
Blinged it up, yeah. And so this was one of the outfits she wore for like her concerts and stuff like that. And it fits me, and she just
that's gorgeous.
Loves it.
Wow.
Yeah, I wore it, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, baby
This
girl."
is like 80s, right?
Totally.
So like this is that beautiful 80s leather too.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the back is good.
With the T back.
Yes.
Yeah. Very nice.
So that's a very meaningful piece for me, from my mama. And I mean, can you tell I'm a fan of Swish? I mean, I have 3 pieces already that I've gotten here.
Nice.
This is I love this outfit so much because, again, like, how I wear this mostly is I wear a little tube top with it. I wear the jacket open.
Perfect.
And I put on a pair of white chucks or black, and just, it's totally casual. But I mean, look at these flowers, like those
That's
studs.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So I had a black jacket just like this. but I never had the matching pants. I wish I had the pants, and I don't
Yeah.
have the jacket anymore because I got way too big for it, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, in the back. I mean, it's just beautiful.
That's
I get
really
so many
nice.
compliments from this as well. And I remember coming in and you said, you know, we've had this in the store for so long and it's obviously been altered.
Because it's
like
tiny,
whoever
you're
had-
tiny.
Yeah. And it just, I put it on and I was like, okay, well, this fits. And I just so in love with this outfit.
That's
Love
a
it, love
great
it.
piece.
This dress I love because
That is so red carpet.
yes. And this reminds me of the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore. I believe it was when she sang to the Kennedys, I believe it was. It was for one of her premieres or something big.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just reminds me of that, just that classic Hollywood glam look. But look, it's a romper underneath.
Oh,
So when you
even
walk,
cuter.
yeah, it's just the dress like flows in the back and it's like a cape almost. Oh, and it's just, it plunges in the neck. So you wear some nice long, you know, necklaces and
I think this is
just
one of the
beautiful.
most flattering, you know,
cuts.
anything V
Mhm.
is the best because it shows off a woman's décolleté and
Yeah.
it's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I wore this to the Trickster premiere.
That's lovely.
Fun.
And what is this beautiful
Oh,
piece?
this is fun. So this woman named Brenda Wani, she is one of my favorite. She actually is my favorite designer. She's made special, very special outfits for me for my performances and different things. And she's a Comanche woman from Oklahoma. And this she made for me, which I hosted a couple of things for, but it's a romp. Okay, so this is
Wow.
a choker, and she just turned it into also an accessory, and you turn it this way and it ties in the back. There's shorts that go underneath this.
Oh, and then these little pieces go with it,
Oh,
right?
this is the best part. Yeah. These go around your ankles.
Oh, I love that.
And then there's just this beautiful tie in the back. But yeah, it's all handmade.
do you lace that up your leg a little bit, or
You
you
can
just
do
do a
either
bow
way.
or something?
If you wear
Oh,
boots, you can lace it up
look
the
at how
back.
beautiful that is.
Yeah.
That's
Brenda made
really
that.
nice. Well, those are.
It was hard to pick because I'm like, oh gosh, this one, but I would
Well,
say these
maybe
are-
we'll have to do a season 2
Oh.
and then. So I just want to thank you so much, Crystle, for taking time in your really busy schedule. I know that you've got lots and lots and lots of performances and you've got a busy calendar. So we're very honored and very lucky that you came to spend some time with us this evening. And yeah, we hope that you stay tuned for the next Dress Stories episode. There's going to be some future great guests, but in the meantime, so fortunate.
Thank you, Angela. I've had a blast. This was actually the first time I've done anything like this before, and I had so much fun. So thank you for inviting me.
Good. Glad you came. Thanks.